Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today I've got an update in two major cases out of the state of California that have people extremely nervous. We're talking about Boland v. Bonta, which is the case that challenges the California roster, and May v. Bonta, which challenges SB2, specifically the sensitive location aspects of that Bruin response bill that is effectively a carry ban in the state of California. So with everybody being nervous about what just happened, let's talk about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. Now, when we talk about Second Amendment wins in the state of California, a lot of people immediately think of Judge Benitez, but believe it or not, there are other judges in the state of California, district court judges, that do give us those positive Second Amendment wins. They're judges who look at things through the lens of the Constitution and actually follow Supreme Court precedent. One of those judges is going to be Judge Carney. As a matter of fact, Judge Carney is the one that gave us wins in both Boland and May. So he provided injunctions in both of those cases. Now, sometimes those things get overturned by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, but at least at the district court level, Judge Carney gave us two huge wins in each one of those cases. As a matter of fact, each one of those is still providing some relief for us as of today. Well, the thing that's got people really nervous is the fact that Judge Carney just retired, which means that all of the cases that he has are going to be transferred to other judges. Unfortunately, both Boland and May have been transferred to a Biden-appointed judge, a judge that doesn't seem very friendly to the Constitution at all. So let's talk about that a little bit. So taking a look at this, we can see who got these cases. So it says, order of the chief judge approved by Judge Dolly M.G. It is ordered with the concurrence of the case management and assignment committee. This case is transferred from Judge Karnak J. Carney to the calendar of Judge Monica Ramirez Almadani for all further proceedings. This case will now reflect the initials of the transferee judge. And this was entered on 5/31/2024. So again, this was just a couple days ago. So it's obvious why people are nervous, right? I mean, you go from one judge who has these cases that is applying the Constitution correctly, history and tradition correctly, looking at Supreme Court precedent, and applying that across the board. Not necessarily to say that he's on our side, so to speak, but somebody who looks at the law and applies it in the right way. I mean, that's kind of all we want, right? We know what the Constitution says. We know what the Supreme Court has said. Now it's up to these judges and these courts to apply it in the right way. And that's what Judge Carney was doing. So it's not necessarily that he was on one side or another. He was just a good judge, and he did things the way that they were supposed to be done. And then you go to a judge who is obviously a more liberal judge appointed by Biden that kind of makes people nervous. They wonder what the hell is going to happen here with these two cases. Well, the one thing you have to try and remember is that these cases have already mostly run their course through the district court. There's always a chance that the Ninth Circuit might end up sending these back down. Maybe they get remanded for some things. I mean, the Ninth Circuit loves to play games, so even when you think things are okay and maybe we're out of the district court, they'll find a way to bring it back. And as a matter of fact, we saw that in Duncan and in Miller. These are cases that had already passed the district court level. They were up at the ninth. One even went up to the Supreme Court and was sent back down to the ninth. And even after that, they were still sent back down to Judge Benitez at the district court level. So you can't always say that we're kind of done with that. But at the same time, here's why I don't think you need to be all that nervous, because these will eventually, regardless of what happens at the district level, whether we get a good judge or we get a judge who's more of an activist, these are things that are going to be settled at the Ninth Circuit or at the Supreme Court. So, again, regardless of whatever decision we get, whether it gets remanded or somehow sent back down to the district level and, a different outcome happens at the district level, it's going to be settled at the ninth, or upon appeal, it'll be settled at the Supreme Court. So at this point, it doesn't really matter what district court judge actually gets these cases or who they get transferred to, because we're already past that, okay? We're at the point now where this is going to go all the way. I mean, these two cases are going to go all the way. We're going to see the carry and the sensitive locations, a lot of the aspects of the roster, right, with the micro stamping and LCIs and all that stuff. it's eventually going to end up at one of these higher courts. In the district court level, it's just going to be kind of like a stepping stone to get there. So regardless of who it gets transferred to, I don't really think there's all that much of a need to be nervous. Now, would I like a judge who applies the Constitution correctly to be at every single level of these cases? Absolutely. That's the optimal way to do this, right? That way you get a win all the way through and you don't have to worry about appeals and stuff. But it's not as bad as some people might make it out to be. I think that still, again, I do believe we're going to get a win in these, but it's not going to happen just at the district court level. Obviously, that's just kind of where things begin. They end at the superior court. So anyway, I wanted to let people know about that because I know there's a lot of panic saying, people saying, you know, oh no, it's this a judge appointed by him, or, you know, a judge with different leanings and views and stuff than Carney. I just don't think that it's that much of a deal to be nervous about. Now in the future, if she's assigned cases that obviously could cause a problem on new cases that go through the district court, it could lead to extended wait times, and you know, they love to play games with things, and we could see a lot of that happening. But at least right now with these two cases, I think we're over it. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about that, maybe calm some fears out there about what's going on, and again, just keep you guys informed as to what's going on with these very important cases. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are having a great week and a great weekend. You guys have a good one.